So the title is, Am I the asshole for telling my soon-to-be mother-in-law that my engagement ring is cursed? I, female 26, just got engaged. My soon-to-be mother-in-law is a nightmare. We are currently renovating a part of our place, and she has been lent a key in the meantime because she keeps coming over uninvited under the guise of helping clean up, but she really just likes to snoop and interfere. I do martial arts and take my engagement ring off before class. I came home from an afternoon class one day, and my engagement ring was not in the jewelry dish that I leave it in. I asked her about it, and she told me that she'd taken it to a jeweler to get it cleaned. She looked super smug about it, and when I asked which jeweler, she pretended she couldn't remember. I didn't want to give her the satisfaction.
Satisfaction.
I didn't want to give her the satisfaction of having a reaction to it, so I just let it slide for a couple of days. A couple of days pass, and I ask her about it again, and she's super vague.
I don't even want to talk about it. Vague. Vag. I added a new accent to it.
I don't know.
Vague.
Still, I don't know. I'm scared. I don't know.
It is it's vague.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Still pretending she can't remember which jeweler and saying she's too busy to go pick it up anytime soon. So I said, quote, wow, I feel really.
Wait, sorry. It's not vague, is it? Fuck. Okay, sorry, go on. Fucking A.
How do you pronounce the word Vague?
It's vague. Vague.
Vague is pronounced vague and rhymes with Craig. Or is it Crag? Craig? Craig.
Crag.
Craig.
It's
It's vague. Okay. Craig.
Vague.
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 Okay.
Vague.
Okay. So I said, wow, I really feel for that jeweler. Hope nothing happens to her. She asked what I meant. And I told her that my superstitious Brazilian grandmother had performed some traditional ritual on it that's usually known to curse anyone who takes or handles the ring other than the owner. She looked uneasy and asked me a couple more questions about the ritual, and I made up some story about how my mother's ring had been taken by a burglar who was crushed by a pillar of cement on his way out of the house. I totally made the entire ritual up, and I do have a Brazilian grandmother, but obviously she did not do some sort of ritual to my ring. The next day, my fiance told me while I was out that she was there to clean up a bit. Lo and behold, I get home, she already left, and find my ring where I had left it. It didn't look any cleaner than it had before, lol. A week later, I receive an abusive call from her saying she'd been in a minor car accident and she was blaming me and my witch doctor grandmother, saying she was now cursed for having touched it. I passed the phone to my fiance, who tried to calm her down, but she was hysterical. I told my fiance what I told her, and he scolded me a bit because we both know how she is, and I should have known she'd react this sort of way. It's been a further week since then, and she refuses to talk to me and keeps slandering me to my fiance. Overall, he sort of recognizes how ridiculous she's being, but the drama of this situation is making me wonder if the whole curse tale was taking it a bit too far. So, am I the asshole?
Okay, so my question before I answer if she's the asshole is that why did the mother take the ring?
She's being a toxic mother in law. She definitely did not go get it cleaned because I forgot what jeweler it was. No chance.
I don't
You're gonna take someone's engagement ring. She wanted to create drama in her life, or she wanted to like literally, I don't know, sabotage it so like they didn't get married. They're not married yet. Like a mother-in-law that doesn't like their child's fiance is gonna put their feet in the sand and drag themselves until the day. They're gonna throw all the knives at this thing in hopes that they can stop it.
I've just never heard of that before though. Stealing of the no, not that, but
Oh,
stealing of the engagement ring. Like, would she just steal it and be like, "Oh my god, the cleaner lost it."
I mean, I've seen a lot of like the mother-in-law stole the wedding dress. So what's the difference? They're both needed. They're both pretty important.
What did she do with the wedding dress?
She hid it until she got in trouble. And then she brought it back saying, "Oh, it was just a joke." I think that one might be in my revenge folder too. But yeah,
Wow.
it's bad.
That is super interesting. Well, okay, I think that if the mother-in-law was doing this a lot, then it kind of puts her in her place, but also I don't know if it does put her in her place because now she's probably gonna isolate this situation and just think like, "You're evil. You have, like, evil in your family that's, like, having
You
curses on
cursed
me."
me.
Yeah, and she's not gonna be like, "That means that everything else, I'm gonna treat you better now," you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because she's gonna be like, "Oh, it's just because of the curse."
True.
So I don't feel like it taught her a lesson enough that it was really worth it. I think it's funny, but yeah, she's still a little bit of the asshole.
The justified asshole.
Justified
Here we
asshole.
go.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know if she would have gotten her ring back if she wouldn't have done this.
That's another story.
I don't
So if
think
she didn't get her ring back, then yes, it's
I don't think
no
the ring,
question.
yeah, and I guess that's where you're like, is this the point where you do take revenge or like act like this? Because if you wouldn't have gotten your ring back, then it's very clear that the mother-in-law is toxic. The mother-in-law is clearly goofy or has a few bolts loose, unhinged, toxic, whatever you want to say, but it's clear. And so the fiance can then look at this situation where it is more black and white. My mom stole your ring. My mom's a crazy bitch. Versus my mom stole your ring, but you fought fire with fire and you told her she was going to be cursed. And now we have more issues in our life.
Well, as far as we know it, the mom, because we don't have proof that she was stealing it or hiding it. As far as we know it, the husband's version is my mom went to go get your ring cleaned and you told her this story.
Yeah.
Now she's freaking out.
But also, like, rings clearly look cleaner when you clean them. So, like, she didn't even get it cleaned. She was just hiding it in her house. For what?
But do you feel like that would hold up in a court of law with your husband? I'm joking. I don't mean court of law, but I mean, do you feel like you could convince your husband that?
Justin, yeah. Justin would like look at this and be like, yeah, like, okay, probably what could have been made easier, but like deserved.
No. I'm saying like the actual like cleanliness of it. Could you be like, look at here, hubby. This is where my ring looked before, and now it looks the exact same. She didn't get it cleaned.
I don't know if an average boy would notice this
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
So that's why I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like I think that it's a great idea, but as
In
of right
theory.
now, yeah. But as of right now, the husband's just gonna think my mom went to clean your ring, and you told her this crazy story, and now she's freaking out, and now I have to deal with this craziness.
I just love it so much though.
I
But
know it is really
no,
funny.
this is one of the stories where this one might be a little toxic. Like you're being toxic in return.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Let's look at the comments.
I
Let's
just
see.
don't think it yielded a good enough result for it to be worth it.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I think she should have ended up on top.
Yeah, but like you said though, if her ring was gone for
Weeks.
Yeah.
It sounds like weeks. That's
really?
that's inexcusable. You can literally
That's crazy.
Yeah, like, and typically when you go and get a ring cleaned, like I have a Cartier ring that like my mom bought for my graduation present from my doctorate, whatever. I lost that one. Sad day. Justin just replaced it. It was really nice. So when you go to like a jewelry
Are you
store,
wearing it?
yeah,
Pretty. It looks so clean.
it is. It's new and sparkly still. But I had taken my old one in to get cleaned, and you don't leave your ring. Typically, it's you sit around for 10 minutes because they drop it in a chemical, like brush it off, and you get it back. Like my mom worked at a jewelry store for years, like, and her jewelry store was at a mall, and so people would like walk in. Oh, I'm gonna drop my ring off to get cleaned. I'm gonna go do some other shopping, but I'll be right back. It's not like you send it out for weeks.
Mm.
If it was getting repaired, yeah, that's a different story. But typically, ring cleanings are very fast. So the fact she's like, one, it took longer than a week. Two, she couldn't remember the ring cleaner.
That's weird.
That's
concerning.
That's concerning. What do you mean you don't remember? How are you going to find it? How are you going to get my ring back? Concerning. So again, I'm going back and forth on this. I'm like, I'm kind of the asshole. I'm kind of not the asshole. I'm kind of everyone sucks
Justified.
here.
Hmm.
It might be just an everyone sucks.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm very torn on this one.
I kind of like just everyone sucks.
Everyone sucks. Mother-in-law sucks. You suck for playing to her fucking violin. You playing to her fiddle. What's the saying?
I think that sounds about right.
You played to her fiddle. So I don't know. I think this might be an everyone sucks. But
What does the audience think?
so
Or I shouldn't say the audience.
The
What would
people.
yeah, the people, the commenters, the Redditors. What do you call people that are on Reddit a lot? Redditors?
Redditors.
Okay.
Yeah. So this was posted November 11th, 2021. Top comment with 17,000 upvotes at this point in time. Not the asshole. That's hilarious. The nerve of her taking your ring. She deserves the curse. I'm just sorry it's causing trouble for you. I kind of think your fiance earned it by tolerating her behavior and not having changed the locks already. Also, have you checked your ring? I don't understand why she'd take it unless it was to keep it away from you. Does she disapprove of the engagement or of you taking it off, even if it's for a good reason? Was she going to swap stones and claim to have lost it? I'd really need to know her motivation for taking it. You might want to come clean before she meets your grandmother at the wedding, though. That's another thing. Swapping stones is a big issue. And K Jewelers, the big chain for people taking their rings in for sizing, cleaning, and they would swap out stones. And so they would take out your stone and put a less expensive stone in it and then sell that more expensive stone.
What the hell?
Yeah. So if you're a K jeweler recipient, purchaser, maybe go check your diamond.
How can they do that? I mean, they can't. They're getting sued.
They're getting sued.
But I just don't understand, like, who told them they could? Is it the people that are working that are
No, it's just them being criminals.
so you think that it came from top down?
I don't know. It was a widespread problem, though. I think
That
it's just
is
I think it might be a
wild.
widespread problem in jewelry places everywhere.
Mm.
I don't know.
So I don't know if I've had a ring that's worth more than $30. So I haven't really faced these type of problems.
Yeah.
To be quite frank. But it's good to know. It's good to know.
Yeah.
So
OP replies to that comment actually, though, and goes, she's never vocally disagreed with the engagement, but she has definitely interfered. I personally think it was just to mess with me or keep it from me. I really don't know. I don't think she ever took it to a jeweler, to be honest. And someone else goes, she didn't take it to a jeweler. She took it because she's a thief. That's a whole nother issue you need to resolve, starting with changing the locks. Also, you and your fiance need to figure out how to stop her from messing with you, or else this will be a strain on your entire marriage, especially if you have children, which is very true.
So, and one of the other things that I'd like to point out too is the fact that they said, well, your husband probably deserved it because he's tolerated this and or let this behavior go on, which is actually a good point. The fact that the law, I would love to have my mom have an extra key for my place and be able to come in and just like feel comfortable there. But if the mom treats my partner that way, then no, you lose that privilege. The other thing too is that you should never take somebody's something without letting them know, even if it's a favor, because she could accidentally have lost it. It's not her ring. You're not wearing it. You might accidentally drop it. It's just like that's an extra anxiety to have somebody take something from you, even if they're trying to do something nice.
Well, who knows how expensive it was?
Well, and that's my point is that even my friend the other day, she left her earrings with a guy, and the guy met up with her for dinner, brought her earrings to dinner, opened up his pocket, and there's only one earring.
No.
Yeah, and she was really freaking sad, and she's like, oh, it must just be back at your place. And he goes, nope, I 100% put two in there. They fell out of my pocket probably when I was in the Uber or when I was doing whatever.
Oh.
And so it's just the thing where it's like, you don't want people traveling around with your jewelry, especially if you don't give them permission. So regardless, that's really annoying.
Yeah.
That she did that. Even if she genuinely was trying to do something nice, like if she really did bring it to get cleaned.
Yeah.
Still annoying.
That sucks.
You know?
Oh, that's a tough one. But I agree. Like, don't touch people's valuables. Like, I would not, especially valuables, but like stuff in general. Like, I would not even take a Pop-Tart from your house without asking you. And that's like just a Pop-Tart, like a piece of food.
I wouldn't clean one of your blankets without asking you because you might be like, it's a dry clean only, even if I'm trying to do something nice.
Exactly.
You know?
That's my biggest thing. When people borrow my clothes, I always say, I don't care if you spill on it. I don't care if it smells. Please do not wash it. I wash my clothes a certain way. And that's like one of my prerequisites for like borrowing my clothes. Cause I'm like, you wash something, it's like, oh, sorry. I
can ruin it with one wash.
Exactly. It's gone. Done. So just, yeah, no, I think this mom is a bit unhinged and is trying to sabotage the relationship in a big way. Big way.
Well, yeah. It's funny. I ruined a lot of my clothes when I was traveling. I texted you about this, but I had some bug bites,
Oh my God.
and
yeah.
I I didn't have any evidence that they were bed bugs, but they didn't look like mosquito bites. So I went down a rabbit hole, and
They were definitely bed bugs.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
They were bed bugs.
But
I saw the bites.
yeah, but the thing is that my point is I think they were from a hotel that I was in. And then whenever I was at the next place, they didn't follow,
Okay.
because there was absolutely no evidence of them at all
Yeah.
anywhere. And I really, really went down
You
the
went
rabbit hole.
ham.
Yeah. But it's funny because I'm so specific about how I wash my clothes, but because I thought they might be bed bugs, and I was terrified of bringing them with me anywhere.
Oh my gosh.
If they did travel,
yeah.
I washed everything and ruined 50% of my clothes. Because we couldn't even, the thing is,
No.
you can't even, one, you're supposed to dry them on heat. And then two, there's no washer and dryer just in unit where I was traveling.
Okay.
So you have to go to a service, and there's no English. And I unfortunately am not very good at Spanish. So
We're gonna give you the Babbel code. You can practice with me.
I
Maybe-
downloaded Duolingo.
No.
Oh.
We're Babbel people here.
Got it. Okay.
I have an extra code. Well, me and you, because then we can practice off each other. Because I can't keep practicing with Alejandra.
Okay.
She's like, I'm fluent, bitch.
Yeah.
Like this isn't fun
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
This is good. This is
Yeah.
good.
But regardless, I went to the laundromat, and I ruined half my clothes because I thought that I had bed bug bites.
That hurts. That hurts.
Thankfully though, the good thing is that there was no after that there's zero
Yeah.
evidence. There was no more bites. There was nothing. So that was the goal. That was worth it.
Yeah.
But washing your clothes can definitely ruin them.
Yep.
So anyway,
And
thank you for listening.
thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah.
That's why I hang dry everything, like literally everything. So if I got bed bugs in my clothes, I'd be fucked up. But that's like with head lice. Like we didn't like. There's some stuff I didn't dry. Like with head lice, I just like this wasn't recent either, guys. Like, but if you get head lice as an adult, it's okay. Like it happens.
I thought I had it, and I freaked out, and then I went over to Morgan's, and she said I didn't. It was just dandruff. So
yeah,
but the dandruff dances on your hair when you move it,
Mhm.
and it looks like it's a fucking bug moving.
You had a meltdown that day.
I know.
An absolute meltdown.
I know. That's why I thought the bed bugs wasn't actually bed bugs, but I was
Yeah.
like, I'm still gonna go down this rabbit hole, and
Maybe dandruff, maybe just a razor burn, but
Yeah.
but yeah, like with head lice, I just put everything in a bag, and like some of the stuffed animals, I don't think I ever saw again.
that's really heartbreaking.
Yeah, but like you just let it go in a bag.
I put Blue Bob in a freezer for the entire week.
You didn't wash it?
No, because I wasn't gonna risk ruining Blue Bob.
I think it does need a bath though.
He does, but I'm gonna get him dry cleaned.
Why don't you send it? There's a woman on TikTok that restores people's favorite stuffed animals.
Well, he doesn't need to be restored. He just needs to be cleaned.
Okay,
But
we'll evaluate.
God, don't touch Blue Bob.
We'll evaluate.
Sends Blue Bob away. Well, I'm not looking. Full circle with the story.
I wouldn't do that because I have a little lamb named Lambert from when I was a baby, and he's precious. I wouldn't do
Well,
that.
I'm glad because I actually have this great grandmother from Peru who
Wow.
put a curse on anyone that would steal Blue Bob and send him to a laundromat.
Oh my God. Look at you. Look at you. Yeah, definitely not touching that bitch now.
Yeah.